15 years, blowing the doors off the competition. Podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
This is a Class 1 emergency. All civilian traffic is barred from streets and highways. Stay in your homes. Stay in your homes. Stay in your homes. Repeat, this is a Class 1 emergency. All civilian traffic is barred from streets and highways.
Do not panic. Do not panic. We've got the quirky films for your quarantine blues. Subject Cinema presents Captive Audience Theater with T.C. Kirkham and Kim Brown.
So, as we're recording this, people are flooding to the beaches. I wonder if they realize it's not safe to go back in the water yet.
No, I don't think so.
Especially with what we're going to talk about today.
Yep. Considering that they should be practicing social distancing anyway.
Well, a lot of them are doing the social distancing and the masking and stuff, but they're still going out, and we don't want them to get attacked.
No, we don't.
By what's in the water.
Yes. What's in the water? What's in the water? Well, actually, what's in the water?
Water.
Yes, water is in the water. Yes, it's going to be one of those shows.
Welcome to Subject Cinema Presents Captive Audience Theater. I'm T.C. Kirkham.
Hi, I'm Kim Brown.
We are going back to 1978 and AIP's wonderful Italian acquisition of a movie that had no business being made. 1978's Tentacles.
Yeah.
This is where all the water joke came from.
Well, there's something else in the ocean water anyway, and that's salt. But, moving forward.
And fish.
And fish.
And whales and
something,
krill and
something else. That was the tagline of this film that every year Ocean Beach has. I'm like, first of all, calling someplace Ocean Beach is so friggin' redundant. You know, anyway, keep going. They had
I'm sure Ocean Beach, and that's Ocean City, Maryland, isn't it? Where they had their do tour for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure
this year it has attracted something else. That's part of the trailer for this incredibly drippy, terrible film. Tentacles is basically what would happen if somebody decided to do a movie basically cashing in on another movie about another creature from the deep, finding out that humans are actually quite tasty.
No, that was Great White.
Keep going. Further back.
No, I mean the rip-offs of
right.
the rip-off, which was Great White, was the rip-off of Jaws.
You're making my nose bleed. Stop
sorry.
it.
Okay, anyway.
Stop it.
Great White is not available. That's why we can't do it here.
No.
Anyway.
Great White is not available.
Which she
I
saw
have
in
actually
theaters,
seen
by the way.
in the theater, and you know, the rest of you should just get down on your hands and knees and thank whatever deity you pray to that you haven't seen this movie, if you haven't. But what do we always say here on Captive Audience Theater? If we have to suffer, you have to suffer. And that's the case with Tentacles. Tentacles tells the story of an oceanside community that is raring up for a big regatta. It's a regatta for kids. Kids are like out there doing their little boat thing, and it's all happy and wonderful, and it's summertime, and everything's great. The problem is that there's something offshore that is causing problems that at first nobody wants to talk about. You know, it's the whole the government doesn't want people to stay away from the beaches because tourists, because money, because blah, 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 and all that
Again, this sounds very familiar.
Yes, it should, because it's already been done.
Yes.
And better.
Yes.
The creature that is causing the problem, considering the fact that Tentacles should probably give it away for anyone who actually owns a dictionary, is not a killer shark in this film.
It's a sea anemone.
Yes. It's a movie about a giant sea anemone. Do shut up. No. It is a movie about a giant octopus. Tentacles...
Sakes, I would have never guessed.
Yes. Tentacles tells the story of a giant octopus who has been apparently driven to murderous frenzy by...
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go for it.
When you say giant octopus, you're not talking one that's been like irradiated. It's just a regular giant octopus.
It is a giant...
That's a little larger than normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
A giant octopus is an actual real thing.
Right.
They actually do
exist.
exist.
I want to make sure that it's not like it came from beneath the sea.
No, it isn't
Okay.
a giant irradiated octopus.
Right.
They are stressing in this film that it is a very giant octopus.
Right, a large giant octopus.
It's a supersized giant octopus, but apparently that's
just wanted to make that
you know,
clear because we don't want to confuse people as to what a giant octopus actual species and a giant octopus Hollywood.
Yeah, we're not talking kaiju level.
Right.
This isn't like Godzilla versus King Kong, that much of a giant octopus. In that scene from that movie, no, it's not. It's not that big, but it's still pretty honking big.
It's not a kraken.
No, it's not a kraken.
Okay.
That's a squid anyway, but
Yeah,
besides that, moving on. So anyway, well, when you consider the fact that one of the first victims of this beastie is a baby, thank you, movie, which thankfully we actually don't see this happen.
It's implied.
It's implied. They imply the hell out of it. I mean,
heavily implied.
Yeah, basically what happens in this is very early on in the film. You have a mother who is she's actually not even on the beach. She's near the beach. She's on a walkway which is actually above the beach. Like, you know, which is another one of these things I'm like, how did the octopus see the baby? I mean, I don't get it. But anyway, so she's got...
That's a really good point. I never even thought of that, yeah.
It's not like they can smell the baby.
Not to mention it would have to go between the beach and the rocks to get up to the...
Well, they did imply that this is a large octopus.
Right, but I mean, it would have to be high tide where the beach is covered, or the octopus would have to have an incredible reach. Because the beach was like 70 feet below them and a little bit out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I see what you... Yeah, that's true. So she's got her baby in a stroller.
Italian film.
Yeah. She's got her baby in a stroller. She sees a friend of hers on the other side of the street. Now, in a moment of what? Look, I know it's the 70s, but come on. Because this film is from 1978, yeah. She walks across the street to chat with her friend. She's left her baby on the other side of the street. Alone. In a stroller. Because she can see the stroller from where she is, so that makes it safe. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I know people used to smoke and drink and stuff when they were pregnant and people were dumb, but I mean, Jesus, Mary, and St. Joseph, are you kidding me? The thing is, so she's nattering with her friend, and a car comes by. Now, we see the stroller. We can see the stroller in the long shot, so we see the stroller. Car comes by, or a bus, or some traffic comes by.
Right.
And it's gone. The car goes away, and there's no stroller. Oh, crap. And we, as the audience, see the stroller being pulled through the water. And it's like, are you kidding me? This thing ate a baby. First fatality of the movie.
Someone ate the baby.
Is a baby. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not going to be fun.
Sorry, that was a reference to a Shel Silverstein
Shel
song.
Silverstein poem called Someone Ate the Baby, because some of us have to be strange.
There's a Dr. Demento staple. Anyway.
The babies don't... Thankfully, the baby is the one victim we don't see. We actually do see another victim later on, a man who was plucked off a boat. We don't actually see him go off the boat. We see a splash and then see what's left of him later. and it ain't
Yeah,
pretty.
at least there's no explosions.
No, there's no explosions, no. No, the body just pops up out of the water and it's all eaten up and like one of its eyes is missing and it's all gross and scary. So apparently this is an octopus that has, as we find out in the film, thanks to marine expert and all-around smart guy, Will Gleason, and a newspaper reporter named Ned Turner, a nearby company, evilcomglomcorp.org, has set up an underwater drilling thing to build this tunnel. Actually, the name of the company is Trojan. So they're used to going into... there's a whole bunch of jokes there I could make that I'm just not going to.
Especially since they're a drilling operation.
Especially about Trojan and warm, wet areas.
All right.
So, you know what?
Let's move on.
We're over here now.
We don't need to know about the Mr. Whitehead's area. Anyway.
Oh, please. I don't want to think about Henry Fonda's area. Thank you very freaking much.
Of expertise.
Stop it. So anyway, well, it turns out that what these people are doing, this Trojan company, what they're doing is illegal as hell. And the drilling that they're using has this really high-pitched noise to it, like super-duper high-pitched. Humans can't hear it, but apparently octopus can, because this octopus has been disturbed from its territory. No, it's been this. The sound is making
it's not like it's crazy or insane. It's just disturbed.
Well, I would say that it might have daddy issues, but since most octopus don't meet their actual fathers or their mothers, to be honest with you.
Oh, let's move on. Okay.
Moving forward. So either the octopus has eaten all the fish in the area and is all pissed off because its food supply is gone, or all the fish went away and the octopus is all like, hey, where's my food? And now it's like, just decided to eat these crunchy pink things, Yeah,
it's not like it's trying to kill people. It's just doing it to survive.
It's doing what it does.
Yeah.
It's surviving. The thing is, humans have this really inflated opinion of self and don't like well, we do.
I know.
And, we don't like the idea that we can actually still be considered prey animals just because, we strut upright with our opposable thumbs. So the Mr. Turner and Mr. Gleason, and also Mr. Gleason's wife, who winds up as being a fatality of the octopus at one point, so that gives Gleason even more of a reason to want to get the octopus out of the picture. They're trying to get this regatta to be, halted, and the local bigwigs in town don't want to hear it because tourists, because money, blah, blah, blah. This whole thing continues to go on the way it's supposed to go on with the regatta, which of course the octopus attacks and kills a bunch of young people. Again, we don't really see it. At one point, it also kills people on a boat. That was a pretty big boat, and the octopus... this octopus has a pretty high death count in this movie. It's that we don't see a lot of the killings, but we do definitely see the before and after. There is a point where it attacks some people on a yacht, and it does, kind of envelop the boat in actually what's a really nice shot from underneath. And that actually did look like it was a pretty big octopus, to be honest. Bigger than a giant octopus.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the next step behind giant octopus would be. Maybe really effing giant octopus? I know that's terribly scientific, but anyway. So, all of this carnage and all of this craziness has happened, and the only way that this whole problem can be solved is with intrepid Will Gleason and his 2 trained killer whales, Summer and Winter, who will survive in this nature battle. You'll have to watch the movie and see, and I would recommend, if you are of legal age, to have some alcoholic beverages with you, because good grief, you'll need them.
John Huston as Ned Turner.
Who should have known better.
Shelley Winters as Tilly Turner.
Who should have known better.
Bo Hopkins as Will Gleason.
He's your hero, so that tells you how much in trouble we are.
Not yet on Dynasty.
Nope.
Henry Fonda as Mr. Whitehead, the
just
evil
the
president
paycheck.
of Trojan Construction.
Yeah.
In other words, this movie's version of Trojan Man.
Whoa.
Delia Baccardo as Vicky Gleason. Cesar Danova as John Corey. Claude Atkins as Sheriff Robards. plus Alan Boyd, Sherry Buchanan, Franco Diogene, and Mark Fiorini. Mm-hmm. This movie has a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. It deserved it. Directed by...
It's bad. It's not bad, because it could be.
I'm going to mess this up. Ovidio G. Asantis. I hope I said that even close to correct. Mm-hmm. Tentacles is a terrible movie. Just going to come out and say it. It's not the worst thing with Tentacles I've seen. I've seen enough hentai to know what...
Family show.
All right. Okay, we're not...
Anyway.
But it is a bad film. It is a very bad film simply for one reason, and this is where I'm going to...
wasted all this talent?
Well, there's that. It is sad when you're looking... Henry Fonda, why? It's, he's basically... If you're a Henry Fonda fan, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, because Mr. Fonda was an amazing actor, but don't watch this movie simply because if you watch this movie for Henry Fonda... Oh boy, are you going to be disappointed.
Yeah, he's only in it like 10 minutes.
Even that.
If that, yeah.
If he's in this movie for 5 minutes.
And he's in it, and I've never seen Henry Fonda play a bad guy before, which was really weird. I mean, I know he did in Westerns, but in contemporary stuff that he's done, in most contemporary stuff, he's usually the good guy.
He's usually the president.
Weird.
At this time,
not always, but...
He played the president at least twice in disaster
movies. He would play that in another movie we're going to talk about later in the week, probably.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he usually played upstanding citizens or politicians or whatever.
Kindly grandpas.
Here he was just an out-and-out evil son of a bitch.
Yeah, he was
I've never seen him play a role like that before, other than in Western. So it was weird.
Typical evil, conglomerate.
Foul, evil, undead Singh. Oh, no, he's not undead. That's right.
Conglomco Corp kind of president of an evil organization, screw the environment, blah, blah. See, my issue with this film...
Just one?
No, I have many issues with this film.
I never saw this film until she made me sit down and watch it a few years ago. So
I, honest to blog, don't remember the first time I saw this film. I've always been fascinated by octopus. I've always thought they're beautiful creatures.
She stands at the aquarium at the new octopus exhibit and tries to communicate with them.
It works.
It does. They usually do come. She usually gets them to respond, which is scary.
Yeah, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there projecting my energy, and it works.
She's pushing her chi on them.
I'm not. That's rude.
Well,
I'm not
you're projecting your chi.
I'm projecting my energy and being.
What is that? That's what your chi is.
Well, anyway. I've always been fascinated with them. I think they're amazing creatures, and I think they're very intelligent.
They're among the smartest animals.
Yeah, they've proved that in a lot of things. I've always been the kind of person that these nature run amok movies really bother me because
is this a nature run amok movie? Would you consider that? It's not more of an animal terror film.
No, I really wouldn't, because usually the nature run amok movies are nature runs amok as a way of punishing man for hubris, stupidity, whatever.
Okay,
and that's the case with this film because if this drilling, if the drilling hadn't been going on, the octopus would have just.
I'll concede that point.
Yeah, the octopus just would have been herp-derping and doing his thing. So my big problem is with these kind of films, especially since this film was obviously somebody else's attempt to rake in some money after Jaws did so well. And that's where I'm going. Jaws, which was a really great film, which we've both seen on the big screen, we've been lucky enough to see, is a great film. The problem is that once Jaws came out, every idiot with a gun and no, I'm not going to say that word, decided they were going to be big man hunter and go out and shoot sharks. I mean, and a lot of sharks almost got hunted straight into extinction because of Jaws. And that's why I get worried about these nature...
Man's hubris at work.
Yeah. That's why I get worried about these nature on the rampage movies, because then you get some jerks thinking, oh, well, that gives us a right to go kill stuff.
Now we understand in watching these movies what Bambi's father meant. Man is in the forest.
Yeah. That's like...
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like thankfully with this movie, I don't think enough people saw it to cause a decrease in the octopus population. And
Well,
B,
I think they have seen it, but I think it was always on TV, like, after 10 years.
And B, I don't think people are going to go find a giant octopus to kick its butt, because that's a terrible idea. Because the giant octopus is an actual real thing, and they are really actually very gentle creatures, and they're just very curious, and I'm sure they would be aggressive if you're poking around in their territory and being a dick, but in their natural habitat, just being themselves and doing their thing, like I said, they're just very gentle creatures, and they're shy, and they don't run around plucking babies off beaches!
Unless they're driven crazy by the drilling.
Right, yeah, that's true. But I remember seeing this movie when I don't know when I watched it. I know I saw it like on regular TV, like
probably Creature Double Feature or
one of those. Yeah. And I remember thinking, that's not how an octopus acts, and I just, it's just one of those things. My big thing with this film is the fact that for the most part, now, I think the reason people are so fascinated and at the same time are so freaked out by octopus, squid, things like that, is they are so different from us. You have the whole multi-leg thing. You have the whole, especially with a squid where they have those big staring eyes. They're so different from us. The problem is, if that's used right in a film, that can be really, really effective. Like Disney's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or something like that with the giant squid attack and all that. I mean, that was a practical effect. For the most part with this film, you never actually... The one time where we get the octopus rising up out of the water to attack somebody, it's very obvious that here's the shot of the person in the water, and the shot of the octopus is clipped from something else and put in here. It's like, a mat.
Yeah.
And it's just obviously a very regular octopus.
Bad mat. Too.
And it's like, guys, look, you can definitely tell why they filmed this in the dark, because it's like, wow, if they'd filmed this in the daytime, it would have just been hysteria-inducing. As it was bad. But, the thing that makes me the saddest about this film is the people that are in it. I mean, that's the part that I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, John Huston is in this movie. And Shelley Winters, God love her. She did some...
Shelley did anything.
Yeah, that was obvious.
She enjoyed doing everything and anything and just having fun.
That was obvious. I mean, my God, some of the stuff she was in was just wow. And she made the best of it. She made the best of it in this film, too. And so did, John Huston and Henry Fonda for the 5 minutes he's in it. But it's just like, what? And the end of this film, we won't go into the end of it because we do want you to see it.
Yep.
The end is so uncomfortable. If you're a person that's triggered by cruelty to animals...
Yeah.
This is not going to be fun for you.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It is available right now for $3.99 rental fee on Amazon Prime. And we also saw it. Was it also listed on Tubi?
Yes.
Tubi.
I think it's listed on Tubi, yeah.
One of them that we're doing is going to be
I'm not sure,
there.
but it's definitely on Amazon.
Yeah, and it is definitely on Amazon Prime for $3.99. And it's worth $4 just to laugh at it. It's just that bad.
Yeah.
We have lots more of these where we're coming from. Mm-hmm. What is the category? Is this going to be Animals Run Amok?
Nope. The category for this film that we're going to categorize it in is definitely jumping on the bandwagon.
Right, because of Jaws.
This is another film like Great White, like the 75 other...
Which actually came after this.
Yeah.
Same
like the other
people,
75
probably.
Films that were about sharks. Somebody just decided to be different with this film and do a film about... something dangerous from the ocean. I mean, there were other films about killer, Attack of the Killer, whatever, from the ocean, but that didn't feature sharks. There was this, there was Orca, there were other films like that, Barracuda, other things like that. And the dumb thing is, for those of you who are going, well, at least some idiot didn't decide to capitalize and try and do a shark-octopus hybrid. I mean, what kind of a moron would do that?
And 1990-something or 2000-something, Sharktopus.
Yeah, Sharktopus, which has been on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yep.
And before that, we had Devilfish.
Oh, that's right. Devilfish was the same thing.
Which was another slice of Italian pain that they featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was mercilessly mocked, and oh my gosh, did it deserve it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I wouldn't watch it with you.
No, you didn't. You left.
Because I knew better. Because they just make me crazy, those Italian films. Anyway, some Italian films, we should say, are very good.
Oh, yeah.
Sergio Leone.
Yeah, this is not
Mario Bava.
This is not one of them.
But we're not going to go into anything else. So, and this was definitely
when
not
it comes to when it comes to what they should do with octopus and squid, the Italians should just stick them in pasta and things like that. Don't make movies about them.
We have plenty more where these are coming up every other day or every 2 or 3 days, and we hope you're enjoying them. If you are, please let us know. And also a list of movies that you would love to see us do on Captive Audience Theater. You can send that to us at subjectcinema@PNRNetworks.com. Check out our other podcasts, including Ring Around the Rosie with Kim, her wrestling podcast, Platinum Rose's Garden, her supernatural podcast, Catastrophe Vortex, my disaster movie podcast, and Cave Babble with Eric and Valerie Lyon, who are all over the road with movies, games, bad things to eat, and all kinds of stuff at cavebabble.com.
I do also have another YouTube channel. It's called Platinum Rose Roleplay, which is where I'm doing original roleplay work. I hope you go check that out, too.
Go to YouTube and look up Platinum Rose Roleplay. She is at Platinum Rose L on Twitter. And I am at eCinema1 and eCinema Boston. Most notably, I'm on the eCinema 1 lately, so get over there and sign up for us. You can find us on Facebook at Popcorn and Roses and on Instagram under PNR Networks.
Yep.
And I think that's going to do it for this time.
Me too.
We'll have another really awful film for you to check out in the near future. Until then, for our Captive Audience Theater, I'm T.C. Kirkham.
I'm Kim Brown.
May your popcorn always be buttered.
And may your roses always be in bloom.
And may your octopus guts not make you sick.
Ew.
You've been listening to Subject Cinema Presents Captive Audience Theater with Kim Brown and T.C. Kirkham. Produced by PNR Networks, Boston, Massachusetts.
"15 years, blowing the doors off the competition, podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com